What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, sporting in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Thor. His name is DariusTheGreat. His opponent today, the most sexiest man on the planet, I believe 2012. It might have been 2013, but definitely the most sexiest man on the planet. Maybe both years. He's working on his 2022 debut, but it is what it is. It's a tough time to be the sexiest man on the planet. Like, once you win it once or twice, it doesn't matter how good looking you are. They want to share the prize around, but he's going for his third or second, not sure. We will support him in his adventures here, but today we're watching him play some Age of Mythology. The map is everyone's favorite map, Mediterranean here. We've got Zeus, we've got Thor, we've got a matchup for the ages, and we've got stuff that's, things are happening here. Things are happening indeed. Thor versus Zeus on this map. Haven't seen this one in a while. Who knows how the meta has developed? It's going to be fun nonetheless. We've got a cheeky Ulfsark over here chucking down a house on a settlement, making sure he's got good line of sight on that one, so ChronoJJ can't do no sneakies. He's also thrown his Dwarven Gold Mine down here in order to have that extra, or that extra 50 wood, I guess, so he doesn't have to build that ox cart. This is something that we've seen time and time again, and through certain balance patches that I've been privy to and participated in, at least playing wise, they have decided that 750 gold is the correct amount for Thor players to have in the Archaic Age, and now people are very, very happy to cast their gold mine in the Archaic Age instead of holding it for more gold like they so should. Yes, but we'll see how this is all going to go. Now, because they have the extra 250 gold in this Dwarven Gold Mine, the build orders that people are coming up with are actually quite unique, because you don't need that ox cart out until you're in the classical age for the most part. So you save a lot of resources in delaying that ox cart, and it can oftentimes lead to an early second dock, an early third dock, and going for 3 docks nice and fast in order to overwhelm your opponent with sheer massive longboats. ChronoJJ, on the other hand, I'm sure he's going to be nailing this Greek build order. He is doing something absolutely insane here, ladies and gentlemen. He has got 7 villages on the wood line on Mediterranean. This is what you do when you say, I don't care about you, I'm going to go for a big bad boom and you're going to have to deal with it. We see this villager making his way forward, chucking his temple right next to this forest so that a forest fire could potentially take the temple down, or with the assistance of something else as well. I'm not sure one tree is enough, but funnily enough, it will be a little bit closer to his opponent. So if he does go through Athena, it will be a little bit closer, get that Minotaur walking over there and doing all the good stuff. It's looking like ChronoJJ is going to be aiming for about a 445 here, which isn't too slow, isn't too fast. It's very much in the middle of everything, and that is only if this temple is up in time and he force drops these fishing ship into his dock, which it does not look like he's doing. So, oh no, it does look like he's doing it. He just has to just drop this one in, drop, just. Yes, and yep, we got it. Close enough to 445. DariusTheGreat, he is going through Freya. He's drawing up his second dock, so he's not doing the fast 3 docks we saw back in Champions League Season 2. Season 3? Season 2? Season 3? I don't know. How many did we do? Did we do 3 seasons? Anyways. Seems like the meta has not evolved. In fact, it's devolved here. So we'll see if DariusTheGreat is going to be able to hold ChronoJJ's Athena here. It is Athena, right? Yes, it is Athena. He's going to have 2 docks. He's going to have a ton of food income. I wouldn't be surprised to see an early Jason, an early Odysseus, and an early Minotaur to cause a lot of havoc inside of Darius's base. We do have a look at Darius's base. He's got a gold mine that is exposed on this side. He's got a wood line that's at the back of his base, but still nonetheless exposed, not underneath Town Center Fire. Odysseus planting his big booty here, shooting some of those arrows at those dwarves can be very, very painful for the Norse player here. We do see an extra ox cart coming out as well for Darius the Great, and immediately starting his longbow production here. Whereas ChronoJJ, is he getting out any heroes? Yes, he's getting out his immediate Odysseus, his immediate triremes. A cheeky bolt onto one of these is generally what you want to do, but it does look like we saw a bolt onto the Valkyrie instead, which is another option. Obviously, a little bit more resource in the Valkyrie than in a longbow, but a little bit more advantage of doing it on the longbow. Anyways, we see some micro here, some cheeky DPS getting dealt onto ChronoJJ's trireme. We've currently got 4 longboats to 3 trireme here. So Darius is going to feel funkin' fresh, feeling like he can move in and get some damage done onto ChronoJJ as he is struggling to build those boats out. Only 6 villages on gold. We need 7 villages on gold if we want good production from 2 docks, and 14 villages on wood is the general amount of things that we're seeing here. And apparently we've got ChronoJJ spoiling the game, saying he's going to say that they've got no micro to see as well, and that is right on point. We see Darius microing, and ChronoJJ is in his own world, pulling back. Now, for those of you out there who are playing the Mediterranean, who are like, well, I don't have the micro abilities of some of these crazy kids out there, what I say to you is, do not micro, young Padawan. Instead, abuse Alt-S. Abuse Alt-S here. If ChronoJJ used Alt-S, these boats would not move forward. Instead, they would stand still, and he would continue to launch arrows at his opponent as his opponent struggles to micro his enemy's boats out from under the docks. But that is not what's going on here. Instead, we see the Minotaur, we see the Jason, we see the Odysseus pushing in onto this wood line. We also see the restoration coming down as Darius is having to retreat away, and ChronoJJ is saying, well, I've used my god power. I am causing havoc in your base, and you're going to have to deal with this very, very quickly. Here we see this, I can't say that name, Refer Smoke Axe coming in, and that's going to get dealt with here. We see the villagers going to town on this. Meanwhile, this fishing ship is getting taken out as Darius says, I don't care. I'm going to jab you away, and you're just going to have to deal with it. We see this Hursa coming back in, and it's going to be getting taken out very, very quickly and swiftly here from ChronoJJ. He can send this Minotaur back in yet again if he so chooses onto this wood line, as the Hursa is going to be falling very soon. Meanwhile, the longbow trireme micro here from Darius the Great is too good, pulling ChronoJJ in here, but ChronoJJ going to continue to fight this one to the best of his ability. If we look at the resources currently for Darius the Great, he's got 17 on wood and has a ton of wood in the bank right now, even after losing all of these villages to this cheeky Greek hero. Harass going to be getting some good damage done, almost sniping. This Gatherer does in fact do so. This Jason is on 1 HP now as the Minotaur running around, as the Odysseus does say, get off this wood line. I'm here to stay. You go away. And Darius is still pushing in onto ChronoJJ. Both players here taking a significant hit to their economy and to their military to a very big degree as well. The question here is, will ChronoJJ be wise enough now to say, I've done enough damage now with my heroes. I don't even need water. I'm going to grab a second town center and then continue here. Grab these villages, push the Z hotkey, and then left click is the correct play here, and that is looking like it may be what ChronoJJ is doing. He has cut his losses here on the water, and he's moving these villagers over onto this town center. Meanwhile, the Minotaur is looking like it is about to go down, but not before picking off yet again another villager here. Darius the Great is going to be in a world of pain just from these 2 early heroes and the free myth unit, but he has won the water, and it's the little victories we need to see to get anywhere in this world, as Darius is pushing out here saying, get away from me, Mr. Odysseus, and ChronoJJ says, nope, I can snipe that villager, I'm going to snipe that villager, and I'm going to say lol, 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 as you have to walk away. But Odysseus getting a little bit antsy here, not sure where he's going. One thing you can easily do here is just sit on this location now and Alt-S, said Odysseus, to cause pain and suffering to the gold mine of your opponent. But ChronoJJ has instead decided to AFK a little bit further away, still coming back over onto this location, going to be starting to shoot as he gets his second town center up. He's got a good amount of villagers on food here. In fact, he can keep gathering from his fish out on this location. Darius is sitting out here. Going to say no, get back into your dock. Not going to allow this shenaniganry, that's not a word, these shenanigans to continue here in this game. And he says, get out of here, as the fishing ship are back into their docks. And Darius can't exactly win the water here. He's down one town center, and ChronoJJ might want to consider going up to 3 town centers here in order to make everything work out well. Darius, on the other hand, he needs fishing ships, as he is making them. He's short on houses here, just simply due to some of the stuff that's going on here. He's got the infantry units, though, picking off this villager slowly as it's walking away. Potentially will be falling here. Apparently, Odysseus had a little bit too much to drink there and did lose or miss that villager there, as he does walk forward and misses and then hits, and no, misses and then misses and then hits. Jesus, he needs some practice there. That's a one very, very unmoving target, and that's one very, very drunk Odysseus who's going to be walking away from Nut Mace Screamer, and potentially will take that one down slowly. Ooh, shoot and scoot micro here in Age of Mythology. Maybe, maybe not. The Ursa moves very quickly, and the Odysseus also moves faster by a very short amount, a small amount, but we do see these docks currently getting taken out as the 3rd town center is coming down for ChronoJJ. So even after all of the damage that ChronoJJ has done, he is maybe equal on economy here. Maybe equal. So he does have a little bit of an uphill battle here to continue in this game. He's going to be running out of food very, very shortly, so he will have to farm. He does have these aurochs over here, and the question is, what's Darius going to be doing? Now, personally, I'm of the belief that if you win the water here with Norse against Greek, going straight to the Mythic Age is the correct play. Do not pansy around with town centers. Go straight to the Mythic Age. And potentially Ragnarok. You go to the Heroic Age, you throw the market down, you get up 5 Ox Caravan, 5 to 10 Ox Caravan. You've got the fish, you've got the Ox Caravan, you've got the Ragnarok. You push, you get the damage done, and you take your town centers then. And then you're able to get your economy rolling and be in a good position. Anyways, we do see these villagers sniping off the Ursa. We've got DS Sevax in the chat. Sorry, I come from Age of Empires 2. Is it not better for wall? It's not better wall for red and go to the last age. That's exactly what I thought. And ChronoJJ thinks that idle villages are a very, very smart and wise decision to make. I believe these villages have been idle for about the past 10 minutes in this game. No, I'm kidding. I'm not sure how long they were idle, but they were idle. And he has sorted them out. He's got his 3 town centers up. We've got some more walls coming down. Still no 2nd town center for our red player, but he does have a lot of wood in the bank. So I'm not sure what his plans are with that, but he is making his idea very much known here as he's pushing forward with raiding cavalry, getting a little bit aggressive, pushing off gold and everything else here. Villagers moving back over here as farms do need to start coming forward for ChronoJJ. Now, we do have to remember that one of the weaknesses of going for a 3 town center in the classical age for the Greek players is that these farms gather very, very slowly. With only plow and husbandry, which ChronoJJ does not have plow just yet, and it's not coming through, so forgetting his plow. With only plow and husbandry, these farms gather very slowly. Once you get irrigation, they start becoming much quicker, and they start really feeling like you have a food economy. But before irrigation, things are a little bit sad. However, ChronoJJ is pulling a sneaky here. He says, no. I see what's coming. I see that you want to go for your Ragnarok. If I can hide my sneaky triremes here, I might be able to push you off food and then defend. But he is going to be going for this now. He's got 9 trireme to the 7 or I guess 8, 9 longboats as well, but they are low HP longboats, and ChronoJJ will be able to push out on this location, feeling very, very good about his decisions here. The raiding cavalry coming through for Darius, though, going to be hitting these villagers, sniping them down very, very quickly here. as ChronoJJ is going to start getting that equal damage dealt back over onto DariusTheGreat's economy. However, right in this situation, ChronoJJ is 3 town centers. Darius is 1 town center, and there is a very big economic advantage for ChronoJJ. However, we see a forest fire coming down onto this location, going to get a couple of villager kills, gets 1 kill, gets 2 kills, maybe 3, but the rest make it to safety. Meanwhile, over on this location, more villagers are falling to the Ulfsark raid of Darius, and this is going to be yet again another trade, losing out on the water in trade of some villager kills here, as Darius is continuing in this game to make some decent economic trades that he has to make work here. But more villagers are falling. ChronoJJ can definitely afford to just simply turn around and take this fight with the villagers. These are unupgraded raiding cavalry. They do have their pierce armor, it looks like, but unupgraded cavalry nonetheless. Villagers very, very good in this situation before these upgrades come through, but he's not going to be going for it. We do see these triremes trying to help out just a little bit from the shore here. More villagers are falling, and ChronoJJ is having a lot of chaos in his base right now as these trireme are moving back. We see a cheeky watchtower coming up on this location, but with the villager bonus, 2 towers will take that one down very, very quickly. As that tower does fall, the villagers retreating away, and ChronoJJ living to tell another tale as the archery range is up as well. Potentially see some Toxotes coming forward there. These raiding cavalry are now getting cleaned up, as Chrono would love to get this wall finished up over here. He is making his way up there now. Darius does get his 2nd town center, and let's check out his economy is struggling now. Remember, he just lost all of his fishing economy, basically. He's only got 4 fishing ships left, plus 6. He's got 10 fishing ships left, but he will have to fight back for control of that water. So he's got the wood to get into a nice farm transition, but again, without having access to irrigation or for the Norse players' winter harvest, your farms gather very, very slowly. So we'll see what the option here is for Darius. But a very good game right now, nonetheless, for these players. We see the watchtower coming up for Darius. We see the watchtower or sentry tower right now for ChronoJJ coming through, who is very, very low on resources, but he's got the economy nonetheless. He's got a lot of units here. He's got that 29 villagers on wood. Plus, he's got bowsaw. That's a big technology to have this early in the game in this situation. It's one of those technologies a lot of players wouldn't invest in. And I love that he's done it in this game because it's really going to help him out. The only problem is he has not hit Control G enough in this game to miss that he's not got his plow. Now, watchtower up for Darius. It's going to control a little bit of this area here, but not enough. One thing that ChronoJJ could do if he feels like it is build a mining camp just on this side here, but instead he's going to say, no, I'm just going to move forward. I'm going to take the watchtower out. I'm going to take these units out. I'm going to try and retreat away with these villages, but this watchtower will go down very quickly yet again. We see the longboats coming in onto this location. He'll got the dock helping out, but it seems like Darius is going to be able to take control of the water yet again from ChronoJJ, who has to definitely think that there's no real point in going after it until he might have access to hammer ships or siege ships, the Heroic Age, maybe Skylar, but we don't want to go through Dionysus in this situation. Probably Apollo here is going to be the idea. With that underworld passage, you can get a lot more done than otherwise. We see some farms coming up now for ChronoJJ as he is sorting his life out. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Darius going through Skadi, and that's exactly what he's doing. His 2 town centers, going through Skadi, getting up his 3rd town center. So this is going to be a tough one for ChronoJJ. I do believe this is going to be a Ragnarok game for Darius. So Chrono does need to get to the Heroic Age, does need to sort out the fact he needs to go for infantry, have at least heavy infantry when Ragnarok hits, have an answer for those fire giants in Bellerophon, so he needs to be in the Mythic Age, and potentially going through Hera here is going to be an answer for him. So we'll see if that's something he's going to want to do. ChronoJJ is almost able to click up here, and we'll see what he's going to choose. I wouldn't be surprised to see Dionysus, but I would say I would think think that's a slight mistake. And we'll see what he's going to pick here to advance to the next stage. He does manage to deny this settlement as Darius does hit the heroic age through Skadi, and ChronoJJ, he can simply town bell this location if he so chooses and advance, but he's going to just wait calmly and patiently. He's continuously building these units here. He's got 7 hoplites queued up in this location. So this is one of those things that happens if you don't use auto queue, and you do have to simply just check these barracks and make sure you don't have this queued up. If you do, you cancel them out and then get the technologies. And we are seeing Dionysus here from ChronoJJ. I like Dionysus a lot of the time, but this is not one of those situations. The Skylar is not going to be that much of a help, and what you definitely do need is that underworld in order to either hit this location, or better yet, hit both. Hit both locations, but not what's happening here, and we are seeing these Toxotes starting to get taken down. We do have a lot of hoplites here doing some very nice work as the Frost Giant is walking forward towards the Odysseus here, as the Frost Giant will get taken down ever so slowly, but not before the Odysseus goes down. And ChronoJJ is trying to throw up watchtowers here. I don't know if I really like that, because given the fact that Darius is now on these farms, he should be immediately getting himself irrigation and getting winter harvest, but he's only getting himself shaft mine. He does have the resources now to advance, but it's not really that worth it. He should be getting... does he have a market? He is drawing that market up. He should be getting himself access to those upgrades for later at the very least, because the Ragnarok is not going to... The Ragnarok shouldn't win in this situation. I think ChronoJJ's got the economy to defend. He's going to have the upgrades to defend, so you do have to make sure you plan for just simply getting some good damage done and putting the Zeus player in a bad situation. But we are seeing tier. We're seeing tiers, so that's surprising even more so. Now, there's the irrigation. We still don't see winter harvest, but irrigation at the very least has come through for Darius. So we're in a very good position here. Let's check out the economic upgrades for ChronoJJ. He does have plow now, and irrigation is on the way. So he has made some very good decisions. Meanwhile, we've got the Scala over here, and some Drakkar have come out. So the Scala and Dionysus has essentially forced 4 Drakkar out to deal with this one. Not the biggest deal. Not the biggest deal at all. And these are potentially going to get dealt with as well by the Trireme. So we are seeing all of this starting to mount. Now, seeing Tier come through for ChronoJJ, if he can hold the follow-up to Tier, I think that he might want to consider simply going through Hephaestus and trying to take this game uber late game. More walls, get the upgrades out, get your upgrades for the buildings out. Let's see what he's got. No masons, no architects, but you should think about doing that. If he gets those out, he'll be in a much better position here because he is not losing, but all he has to do is survive the onslaught that is coming for him, and he should be able to take this game fairly well here. But we'll see how it's all going. We're seeing some more Trireme coming out, but all of this will start to get dealt with. This Skylar over here is going to start getting taken down. He's got 2 heads now, though, and he might luckily get a 3rd head, but these Drakkar will be able to clean this Skylar up even after losing a couple of them. He doesn't get that lucky 3rd head. Oh, there's another low HP Drakkar here as Fimbulwinter does come down. We see one Fimbulwinter wolf spot over here, which is not going to do all too much. We see one here, which will force this town center idle, and one here, which will force this town center idle, but ChronoJJ is not ringing the town bell, so these wolves are going to get a lot of villager kills. They do a lot of damage at 14 damage per second. They will snipe these villagers very quickly. We are seeing maybe ChronoJJ just says, well, I'm just going to take the losses on the villagers instead of garrisoning, so I can at least have a little bit of an income while this is all going on. We see the hoplites coming forward here, going to be taking down these heavy raiders. Heracles is out as well, and it is looking like the army of ChronoJJ is going to be doing a lot of really good work. However, the Yormund Elva coming in. This unit, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this unit is 40 damage a second. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Odysseus is here to deal with this one. It could be 40 damage a shot, but it does shoot very fast, but I think it's 40 damage a second. And the Odysseus will be able to pick it off, but he's getting a couple out, and he's going to be using this on the shoreline and doing some very good stuff. Now, ChronoJJ is short gold. He's drawn up towers. He doesn't have a market. He doesn't have trade. Darius, on the other hand, has started his trade, and we see the cheeky hoplite raid coming in from ChronoJJ, taking this one down. We do see the Masons getting researched here. Darius has got resources up the wazoo, so he can definitely convert some villagers here in order to take these hoplite out. But it looks like the town center might go down regardless here. This is a very, very cheeky play from ChronoJJ, but fortified town centers comes through and Masons comes through. Absolutely clutch here for DariusTheGreat. I still think the town center has got a very real possibility of falling, even villagers coming into the fray here. Meanwhile, this army of Darius is moving forward. The town center does fall. The hoplites retreat back. There are Hypaspis coming forward here as the Yorman Elvers are getting that damage done, and we will see some units falling as they move forward here. More of these heavy Hypaspis coming in onto this location, and ChronoJJ may very well get control of this town center here, though his units are for some reason attacking a farm instead of the Ulfsark. But nonetheless, we see the army of Darius coming over onto this gold mine here. Meanwhile, ChronoJJ's hoplite force needs to get over here to defend this, but Darius has not split his forces up. He can't control both gold mines. We see the longhouse getting taken down now by these hoplites. Villagers moving forward here, as now ChronoJJ can think about towering this location. Darius has got a lot of resources in the bank. ChronoJJ, not so much. He needs to keep these villagers pumping out, and that's exactly what he's doing. Still trying to get that economy going. I do think that he needs a market. He needs a market. He needs to consider trading. Even if it's an inefficient trade route like here, he should definitely consider that. These infantry units going after the towers, going after the houses. I love that play here from ChronoJJ, taking that down. These longhouses going down as well. We see some more villagers moving forward, taking out the ox cart here first. Going to be denying this gold mine from any efficient gold gathering here, as this house is going down as well. The Ulfsark moving forward here, going to be taking these guys out very quickly, but I think the Hypaspis actually turned the tide here, but ChronoJJ going to be retreating nonetheless here. Meanwhile, these units here, you have the champion cavalry coming through. The Yorman Elvers are doing absolute work on this front here. ChronoJJ cannot fight on the shoreline at this point. Meanwhile, these Ulfsark retreating back and to try and get up a house over here, as he is able to do so. But it looks like DariusTheGreat is going to be able to clean up ChronoJJ's forces here and be in a very, very good position. And we see more farms coming through for Chrono. He does need all of the food income he can possibly get here. We see the Hydra getting taken down slowly. The hoplites taking down the hill fort. The longhouse does go down as well. As we'll see how this is all going to go. These hoplites retreating back. The Yorman Elvers doing their thing. Units here retreating away. So we see villagers now moving forward, going to try and wall this off. I would prefer the wall here, because that secures this gold mine and secures this trade route. And that's maybe what we're going to be seeing. Or maybe even the wall here wouldn't be a bad idea. But the thing is, you have to deal with these Yorman Elvers. And if you combine a longboat with the Yorman Elvers, it makes it really hard for Odysseus to clean this up. And obviously, you can just retreat away from that location if he so chooses. Now we see the hill fort coming down by these hoplite raids. I do like the hoplite raids, but a lot of the time, it hurts you more than it hurts your opponent. A lot of the time, because we kill off one hill fort, but these are a lot of low HP hoplites. We are seeing ChronoJJ deciding to fall back here, and he's losing another hoplite here to the Frost Giant. So even though he's done the 600 damage here, he's lost a couple of hoplites. So he's still trading a little bit more efficiently for Chrono, but it's still a trade nonetheless. It's not straight value. And I really do like what Darius is doing now with these Jorman Elvers, and it's going to be tough for Chrono to deal with it. So we'll see what he's going to come up with. Maybe a tower on the shoreline is always a good idea. There are no town centers in range of the water, in range of siege ships in this map, so nothing to worry about there. We do see the villagers moving forward here. Potentially a gold starve can come into effect. I mean, it's not going to be a gold starve because Darius has got a lot of gold already in the bank. He's got a lot of the trade route already established. He will be able to establish that fairly simply here, even if he can't mine from this gold mine. So no real problems here. And honestly, it's probably time for Darius to just convert these guys all into Ulfsark anyways. And that's exactly what he's going to do here. 8 villages on gold plus the ox caravans. Maybe a second market. Wouldn't go astray just to make sure he can repopulate that. But this is going to be held here for the time being for Darius the Great with the help of all of those Ulfsark. Let's check out the armory upgrades. Full iron here for Darius. Not got those Thor upgrades just yet, though. Dragon scale shields does come through. ChronoJJ, on the other hand, still stuck in the heroic cage, and this is going to be one of those things that happens a lot, but he does manage to get through Hephaestus, so that's going to help out a lot. He's got his market over here, so he can trade with this town center, though this little area here doesn't put it down there, so I mean, that is what it is, but he is on his way nonetheless. We see this hill fort coming up. The Jorman Elvers chilling on this location. They got 20 range, so they help out a ton, and these tower's just about to pop with the hill fort, and we'll be in a very, very good position. We see another raid over on this location. A random Fenris wolf brood here for Darius. I'm not sure if that's the free one or if Darius has decided to start training some Fenris wolves. They are only good in packs. You have to really train them up. But ChronoJJ going to be losing out on those villages. The town center is back for Darius as well, so it's going to be tough for ChronoJJ to push any sort of advantage. He's got his plenty volts he can throw down somewhere, but not done that just yet. And see the Heracles taking some. Look at these units getting taken down. There's the plenty volt for Chrono. And the question is he going to be able to get those armory upgrades out or not? The fact of the matter is, he's got only full copper. He's versing full iron plus nearly some of those Thor upgrades as well. So it's a very, very tough position to be in. And now we see the Colossus trying to deal with some champion fully upgraded Ulfsark. Basically, it's just not going to happen. You got Dark Wizard in the chat asking how many wolves you think for full efficiency. I do like 6 wolves. 5 wolves is okay, but 6 wolves definitely is enough to start really thinking about getting some very effective raids in. But anything less than 5 is kind of sad, for sure. And now we see the walls getting taken out here as Chrono's trying to push through. He's starting to make Myrmidon. I love the Myrmidon, and we will see a cheeky Frost here as Darius can now potentially think about trying to take down ChronoJJ's town center. We've got Masons, we've got fortified town centers, no Architects. We've got the Guard Tower here. We do have Bravery coming through, as well as some portable Rams. And we might be able to see some crazy shenanigans here, but Bellerophon jumps in, starts jabbing away at this Frost Giant. He will be able to kill these off very, very quickly. We see the villagers taking down the portable Rams here, but we will be seeing more siege coming forward for Darius the Great. And I think Darius is just saying, I'm frosting this because this is where the majority of the population of Chrono is, and I'm just going to take down his buildings. I don't care about anything else. I'm just going to take down these buildings and set up shop here. He's going to have all of this position to build in, and he's going to keep pushing forward. We do see Hammer of the Gods has come through now for Darius as he's almost completely fully upgraded now. Let's check out the armory. He's only got the 1 armory, and he's managed to get full iron, or sorry, almost full Thor upgrades here. And we will see this Bellerophon kill off another Frost Giant before potentially getting sniped down here. He can jump out, but he will be falling. We see Odysseus now out. More Frost Giants coming through. More buildings falling for ChronoJJ, as it is looking like Darius may be just too far in front. Too strong, too fast. And ChronoJJ has not managed to make this recovery from the early water loss work. as the town center is going to be falling. He does have to pull back these rams. We see some towers coming up now for Darius. ChronoJJ always likes fighting to the end, but with the portable rams here on the fortified town center, no units over here, all the units over here. Maybe if ChronoJJ can pick off this town center, he can go into 2 town centers apiece here. And he does pick off buildings faster than his opponent does, even though there are 5 portable rams and 3 frost giants. And maybe he doesn't, because there's also bravery Ulfsark he has to worry about. 6 portable rams, excuse me. And also the infantry can rebuild this town center if he so chooses. And we see the infantry here for ChronoJJ going after the fortified town center. And carrier pigeons has come through as well for Darius. So if you check out his perspective, he's going to see a lot of the map here. And the town center is going up very quickly now for Darius. We see the frost giant moving forward. Or moving backwards, I should say, but now potentially going to lose his plenty vault here as well, as the town center is going to get grabbed. And I don't think that ChronoJJ is going to have the time to push back here and prevent the town center from going up, and that probably means he loses this plenty vault as well, as ChronoJJ does manage, or it's looking like he's managing to take the town center down. We've got a couple of Ulfsark here to defend. I don't think Darius is going to care too much. Lose 1 town center, gain 1 town center. He's going to have to retask his ox caravans, but that's going to be fine here. He's going to have the plenty vault, and there we go. He grabs that one for himself. We've got siege engineers coming through as well for the portable rams, taking down the houses, taking down the barracks, and he's pushing in to take down everything else as well. And he's yet again securing the plenty vault. We see another longhouse coming down for Darius, taking down the military academy. We do have the Heracles pushing forward here, but there's nothing left on this location here. More units coming forward. We've got champion infantry in now for ChronoJJ as the Thrym Frost Giants here willing to support, but there's no forward movement or attempted forward movement with any villagers here for ChronoJJ. Not going after the town center. I tell a lie, he is moving forward, throwing down military academies on this location. He may be able to grab this. However, I don't think we've got Beast Slayer here for ChronoJJ. He does not have Beast Slayer, so these Myrmidons are not particularly effective against the Thrym Frost Giants. As the town center here for ChronoJJ is looking like it is about to fall, though all the portable rams have been taken down. The town center is going down very, very quickly as it does fall. ChronoJJ does manage to take his plenty vault back, though, with the help of his archery range. But after losing this town center, dropping down to 1 town center to 3, as these infantry units of Darius just seemingly overwhelming at this point, and ChronoJJ in the 33rd minute of this game does decide to tap out here. GG! Well played, ChronoJJ. Well played, Darius, though, managing to take this one here. If we check out the post-game, the economy will tell us the entire story here. You can see how close it was up until this point, but then after the Fimbulwinter, Darius just gets way too far in front, and Chrono cannot catch back up, even with the assistance of Forge of Olympus and everything else. The kill loss here tells a big story about that as well. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the subscribe button on the YouTubes. If you're on the Twitch, hit the follow and leave a comment and all the other good things, and I'll see you guys in the next game.